What is the real story of St. Patrick? I'm Jon Deer for Bloblaw, and today we do to St. Patrick's Day what we do to everything else. The story of St. Patrick is a tale of corruption and politics that would fit in well today. We know the story mostly from St. Patrick's own writings, a written confession that starts like this. I am Patrick, a sinner, most unlearned, the least of all the faithful, and utterly despised by many. And indeed, he was. His story begins in the 5th century AD when Rome was being sacked by Vandals, and across the ocean the Mayan culture was going strong in South America. However, in the English countryside, a 16-year-old shepherd named Patrick was tending his sheep. Patrick had little religious belief and was content. That is until he was captured by Irish pirates. The pirates took Patrick to England, where they enslaved him for 6 years, during which time he turned to Christianity for solace until one day, he says, God came to him and told him to run away to the nearest port where a ship would take him back to England. He did it, and lo and behold, he was able to talk a captain into allowing him to board. The ship traveled to England, where he and the crew wandered for 28 days in the wilderness until a miracle happened. They found some wild boar, killed them, and ate them. The crew were impressed with Patrick and his religion. Once back in England, Patrick began his religious education and continued it until, according to Patrick, a man came to him in a dream and slowly walked towards him until he handed him a letter. The letter asked Patrick to come back to Ireland to convert the Druids to Christianity. So he went back, this time as a Christian missionary. He landed at a village called Wilco, where the Druids were less than welcoming. It turns out there's an old Druid prophecy that goes like this. Across the sea will come Adze head, crazed in the head, his cloak with hole for the head, his stick bent in the head. He will chant impieties from a table in front of his house. All his people will answer, so be it, so be it. Well, that described Patrick pretty well, so he moved on to the next village, and here's where it gets interesting. He set up shop in the next village and began proselytizing. As it turns out, he was pretty good at it. Pretty soon, he was converting lots of rich and noble women and baptizing thousands of Irish. He was wildly popular and influential. The problem was that the Roman Catholic Church had sent their own bishop to Ireland, and they were both wildly popular. According to St. Patrick's own confession, and corroborated by historians from the next century, Patrick's fellow Christians accused him of doing much of his work for personal financial gain, and they put him on trial for it. In other words, they saw him as using his very popular pulpit as a commercial enterprise, much the way some people are convinced that some mega-pastors of our own time are in it only for the money. Whether St. Patrick was actually guilty of the financial improprieties or whether this was just a skirmish between competing factions, we will never know. But what we do know is that St. Patrick managed to convert many rich and noble women and have them start nunneries at his churches all across Ireland. After St. Patrick's death, many myths arose regarding him, including the most popular one, which is that he chased all the snakes out of Ireland. While it's true that Ireland has no snakes, it has never had them, at least not since the beginning of the last ice age. During the ice age, Ireland was too cold for reptiles. Ireland is an island, so even after the ice age ended, snakes could not get there. Some other large islands are also snake-free, including New Zealand, Greenland, and others. St. Patrick's Day has been celebrated for many, many centuries, becoming an official church holiday in the 1600s. In the early 1900s, drinking got so out of hand that Ireland banned pubs from being open on St. Patrick's Day. That ban was eventually repealed in the 1970s. The celebration took on a whole new level of commercialism beginning in the 1990s, when the government of Ireland made an official policy of using the holiday to promote Ireland. Today, it is a wildly popular day around the globe. In summary, St. Patrick was a very real and very important figure, and possibly part shyster, though we'll never know. What we do know is that he never chased any snakes out of Ireland. If you like this episode, please subscribe. That's what keeps us alive. I'm Jon Deer for Bloblaw. As always, thanks for watching.